Why am I in the corner? That works. Let's fix that up here. This is what I get for reinstalling Windows. Okay. That is a good question. It's probably using the wrong microphone. Probably my Vive Pro I microphone right now. So if I go from this to this microphone, there will be a difference. I should be using the mod mic wireless right now. There we go. Changing the pitch is one thing, but also the audio quality is another. Oh, I think I know why. Like, it's on the corner. It's probably because of the stream quality. I'm usually doing 1080p usually, and I know like for like the recap streams we bump it up to I think 4K or so, or 2K. I don't quite remember. But hello for those joining in. This is the Resonite Art Team Office Hours. I'm Aegis Wolf of the Art Team. Now we're just hanging out in the Avatar Gazebo, here to answer some questions, and I am going to also be creating a little kind of like a cutout image of this platform that we're on to put in the updated version of the Skybox while I answer questions. It's one of the things I still have yet to do. Not really a thing needed, but something that I wanted to do for a while. Let's see here. Third person. I can have chat with me as I fly around. Switch to my view. For those unaware, this world is a world that you'll be able to travel to directly from the tutorial world. Kind of a brief overview of what's in it. As soon as you spawn and go through these doors, you're greeted by a set of pedestals that you can select through and click on to select a variety of avatars. Not really too much of a selection, because what we want to do is have this world be a landing area to launch off to other worlds or other sessions. As on the right, we'll probably have these larger, but these will be areas to have panels to say how to find avatars, how to import them, say if they're a Resonite package, or if you have like a public folder, avatar world, in the avatar world category that's in your dashboard, as well as an events board. It will show like what events are going on, like a calendar throughout Resonite. And this will also be in the essentials and in the tutorial world. Got like a nice balcony here. The teleporter that's at the end of the tutorial will also be in this world with this little extension here in the center. And then over here, it probably won't be here initially, but this area is going to be for teaching the user how to build an avatar from the ground up, importing the raw assets and setting up the avatar for all the different steps issues you might run into, things you might need to fix, and tips and tricks to make your avatar either running well, look nice, and even have interesting functions that you can mess around with. I'm not going to worry about saving this world. So I'm just going to disable some things here. Okay, we got a first question here. Actually, technically second. The first question was technically answered. First one, technically from Bitcrack IGN. Will it purely be text slash image based? Are you going to include recordings? So I wonder if it is in the or something that Raivi's still working on, but there is a I could just grab the devlog images that Raivi took in the Discord. So technically, what those panels will be will just be a facet that'll not only be uh, in the world, but also in the dash as well. And it will be in the form of the help tab. So I look for this Discord. Okay. Then I go to devlog. Ooh, folks is getting closer and closer with the splitting. Okay, here we go. Let me just make sure I copy them using my mouse. I'll just use the paste button in here. Let's see here. That's one of them. I'll grab the other two. Copy. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. But yeah, this will be a panel that'll be in your dashboard. A new tab you'll be able to click on and browse through not only stuff that a new user would want, but also existing users would like to have on hand. Kind of like a little field guide or mini wiki. It'll have this modal pop-up that will have a whole bunch of shortcuts that will be there for new users. Or you could just skip it and go through all the different categories. There's still many more things to be added. There's a few more things in regards of its functionality to be done, but most of the data is not there yet. But the pieces to make it is pretty much there. If you don't want to see this again, like for the pop-up, you can just click don't show this again. Next time you open up the help tab, it won't be there. And you'll still be able to access the same topics there. It'll just be within the organized categories. Some useful things that'll be in there, things like bot commands if you want to make sure you don't forget what each of them do and how to type each of them. It'll be incredibly handy for both the developers and for the community. Things like links, the controls, things like how the permission system works within Resonite, some advanced things to simple basic concepts that users can learn about. And this will be able to be, well, it's a facet which can be spawned in any world, hence it'll be also in this world with the information about avatars opened. And it'll include pictures, text, and video. Now, I see we have another question from Epic Easton. Could you add copy buttons to all the panels that have texts? This would help accessibility with people who want to read it using text-to-speech utilities. I wonder if there's a way to automate it, as there's plenty of panels within Resonite don't have button copies, but I wonder if there's a way to get the text, like a pretty much an automated way of doing it, as that can add up with the amount of stuff. But I think an easier way of, say for example, in an inspector, there's like a lot of text within here. I think it'd be best if there's some sort of uh, feature within Resonite that can take what kind of strings are in the values that you hover over, and you basically read it out through a program. I do recommend making a GitHub issue on that if it does not exist yet. I am going to put these here real quick. There we go. But that does sound like a good idea. Definitely a way for users to take different text pieces and read it. I realize I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna save a copy of this world. Avatar gazebo static model. There we go. Let's do a save as and save it in there. Now I don't have to worry about it. Technically, with how we do worlds, we have 2 different worlds for our development. So I could actually, let me get my UI open up here for those curious. So within our worlds, we got 2 worlds. We got the dev world, which is basically the world that we're working on currently, and any updates we do on this is not going to be done on the live one. Therefore, it has a buffer between your live world and the world that is still being worked on. Comes in handy, especially if, like, say you sometimes break something and you don't want to bring out something that's broken or could potentially crash things. What I do need to do here is disable all these sails. They're all flowing in the wind, but if I'm going to make like a cutout image like I did with the cloud home over here, I'm going to have to do that. I think I'll just break the drives for now. Put it all at all at one. I'm gonna have to do it for all those flags as well too. Although I might do it differently for the flags. Make it so that each flag is at a different state, so it looks like it's waving in a distance. Lights, floor structure, sails. It gives me ideas. Have like the stripes go all the way down, like different flags. Seen one where someone made the stripes going horizontal, but I'm curious on what like a banner would look like. Okay, I already got the wind turbine. I just need the sail on the left. There we go. Yeah, I guess the flags are separate. What's funny is these flags are usually just slightly smaller or shorter than this lamppost here, but I just scaled them up and rotated them, placed them around, and makes it look like banners hanging across. Because if you look underneath it, it's the same mesh. Even though it's technically hidden mesh, it's the same one you would load in to like other worlds, so you're not really losing like any geometry because it's all instanced. Flagpole. Flag. Just randomly find a spot for these. There. There. And one more. There. There we go. So I'm gonna make this thing stop spinning. Now let me get some more context of what I'm doing. If I go into the dawn sky, elements, skybox island, structures. Oh, it's technically under vehicles. I think. Where did I put it? I think it may be under islands. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna break the drive. Yep, it's under there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, originally, there's of course like a 3D model of these things out there, and that's like the cloud home and these ships. Now, what I did, I took the models and cut out screenshots within Resonite with roughly the same light. And I also went in and lit up the place with different lights, whether it be like warm lights or cool lights from the lanterns or the crystals, and turn it into an emissive map. And using a uh, debug material within Resonite, there's one where you can view the normals of any model within Resonite or any mesh, and you can basically create a normal map directly in here. Now, gonna make one for the, well, that looks interesting. It looks like it's frozen in time now. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it to the plants. Do. Like that. Go to the plants here. 0 in the speed. 0 in there. As well as 0 out those. Hide the particles. And I'll have to grab a sun gun for this, so I can change the sun position. That seems to be as neutral lighting as it could be. I don't think anything else I have to worry about. I could hide the towers, but they'll be already hidden with what I'm gonna do. And get a large quad and put it in the background here. Ooh. Having those rocks around it might look pretty good too. That gives me ideas. Out there would be a good shot. This might come in handy. This is something that I have that I'll be modifying a default camera to be as well too. This one's slightly older one. Yeah, it is a bit bright. What I could do is just actually that kind of blends in a little too well with the trees. So what I will do, at least to make it easier on the eyes, there we go. Zoom out here. Casually flick the moon out of view. You see what a world orb is also in the view as well. I should also make this non-grabbable. Make sure these are out of the way. Make this not grabbable. I think I'll have to move this down. -8. Actually, that's a good spot for it. There's the inspector. Let's bake it in 4K and bake it down from there. Keep in mind, folks, if you want to ask any questions, I do not mind. You can always say where I'm at and answer questions. Oh, there is one thing I do want to mention is the submission system for assets for Resonite. Say if you want to add something to the Resonite Essentials, there is going to be a way to submit content that you want to add there via a GitHub repository, where you can fill out a form and people can help vet it and organize it into the different subcategory folders within the essentials. That should be all set, and I will be making a announcement probably after this stream after I make sure everything's all set, and people will be able to stuff within the essentials. It'll be definitely different than what it originally was. We were trying to do it via a Google form, but it was having like issues in regards of trying to have people help vet content via that method, as well as using our own system on Nextcloud. So having a way on GitHub to be able to have folks who are volunteering to help vet this content on the moderation team be able to help organize this stuff and vet the content that people post. Okay, what I'm looking for here is under the cameras, not the main camera. Okay, selective render. This will be useful. Although there's a problem. It's being driven by something. I think I'm gonna have to make a workaround here for it. And it will be the most dumb workaround, but it'll work. Name this rendering layer. And it's under the root. I will parent this box to this rendering layer. Make it non-grabbable. Make it not visible, but the collider's going to still be there. Let me make sure that it's within the path of the laser. There we go. And under this box, it will house the entire platform and the surrounding rocks. Also go to the skybox as well. One thing I had to turn off. Cluster mesh. There we go. Those are the little gold orb dots that are in the sky. We don't need that in the cutout that we're going to make. Now, let's just take this visual, plop it in there, and then fingers crossed, it'll just only take a picture of what we want. All right, that's not the resolution we wanted though. So, I think if I type in this, it will flicker on the desktop screen. So what I will do, I will type in the resolution I want in something else, drop it in there, only they flickered once, and then boom. Got ourselves a cutout. And what I might do with this is take it into GIMP and clean up the edges. Because this is what we did with the plants. So the more you go push it out, you'll see like a black outline. It's because the color that is in the alpha, just the invisible parts of the image, is just completely black. Now the trick is to get rid of this black halo, it's called, is to basically stretch the pixels out. And I just remembered we can actually do that in here. By just selecting the image and bleed color to alpha. Did I even click it? There we go. Now while that processes, I think I know how I'm going to do this without messing it up here. I'm going to duplicate this visual. Okay, that hurt. There we go. Let's do emission. Next, that should be easy. Now what I should do as well is take this background, copy it. Actually, no. Just drag it over into this. And make a unlit material that's completely black. There we go. Ah. Now that effect is much less visible. Now if I remove the alpha, just for There we go. If I remove the alpha channel, you'll see what it looks like. Looks pretty crazy. This is what programs like Substance Painter and even Blender can do to make your textures look pretty good, especially if it's a cutout image. Things like fur cards, feathers, walkway railings, fences, plants. Comes in pretty handy. I might actually save that low-res one. That looks pretty neat. Okay. I think I know how I'm going to do this. Since we already got the lighting version of this, I'm going to save this into the folder we have the skybox in. So we have the highest resolution version. Probably be brought down to 1K. Okay, how I did it with the other one is, well, that's the inspector itself. Just drag these over here. Come on, there we go. So it's the same color and everything, just everything is completely dark. I think I know how I'm going to do this. I may have to modify the skybox a little bit. Or that works. You also make sure the moonlight is pretty much disabled. As the moon does emit a bit of light. Oh, that looks cool. You can even see the little supporter poster words. And even the yellow light shining on the plant there. This is missing something, though. I think what I'll do in this case is fly over here and get a light tool. Let's turn on soft shadows and change the color to like a green. Whenever you're making a light, it's good to like start with a color and then you desaturate it. So you drive the saturation down. Unless if you have like a specific filter light or so, usually colored lights have like a slight desaturation happening to them. So we're going to take this and drag out, which I might be a little bit more than that. Roughly in the center. It doesn't have to be. Perfect. Alright, so we made one. All those other crystals are pretty much the same size, so I'm just gonna save the time and duplicate what I have. And I might... Huh. Interesting. Might actually put a second one here. Give a little bit of a illusion of ambient light. Actually, right there works better. Oh, even these have little crystals on them. Okay, I'll just make another light. Smaller this time. This might seem like a lot of lights with shadows, but not really worried about performance right now when I'm just going to be taking a picture of it. Actually, move it down a little. Duplicate it. Is there any others invisible range? Okay, I'll just at least put this there. And I'll switch back to this and see what happens. There's also those crystals down there. So we'll see how it looks. The final shot. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna try here. Since those crystals change color, I think I'll just average the color, the light, be like a white light, and fly down here. Those crystals are larger than I remember. Oh, there's the light. These crystals aren't... Oh. Those crystals are moving. The rocks are moving. Uh... Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make it daytime and, not hear anything. That's strange. I believe my audio of my headset cut out. Let's see if I can try to fix it here. And still see chat. And folks are wanting to answer questions. It's my 5 Pro I finally. Okay, I hear things again. It's just Resonite. Okay. Very strange. Alright, I am still able to work on things, but I will not be able to hear. Good thing I am able to save this world. Wait, I have a slight suspicion on what it could be. If it's what I think it is, those audio systems are fine. It's what's attached to this might be the issue. No, that did not fix it. Strange. I'll have to check that out later. Or maybe just a world restart might just fix this. No, guess not. Still ain't gonna stop me from working on it though. Let's go back. Open. Hmm. Ah, it was still syncing. That's why. See what? Oh. Okay, so we got about 8 minutes left of the stream. But I do have chat with me in Streamlabs OBS right now, so I can still see what you comment and ask. But I will grab real quick the Twitch chat probe by Jack the Fox Otter, and we're back. Oh yeah, the rocks. Make those not move, at least the ones that are in view. And that means I'll need to take a new picture of the color version, like the albedo, and a new version of the emissive map that I just made. Floating rocks route. Ah, welcome to the stream, Master. Although I did start the stream a little bit later, as I did have to relog in. So I think an extra 30 minutes, although for some reason my audio broke. I'm currently making a cutout image of the Avatar gazebo to include in the newer version of the skybox by making the cutout textures within Resonite itself. These they only have to do this once. So I can just duplicate the rocks over from one to another. That's another. That's another. Of course, they're on the bottom. Go through the whole list. Okay. Exactly, a master. This more or less is something a bit extra, but right now Ryuvi's currently working on the last bits of functionality for the uh, help tab. And this is like one of the leftover things that I'd wanted to do. At least get this one. I think it's ready, although I do want to change the... I'm going to have to spawn that tool out again. There we go. I can just see the lighting from there. Make it more neutral light. We can just delete these. So we will make them again. And clear all these inspectors. There we go. Now let's oh wait, it's on the top. Yep. The color to alpha. Also realize that if you have a cutout image, it changes the resolution. That will be a little bit difficult. I'm trying to get the emissive map working. Although what I could just simply do is that? Looks like it's still working just fine. Okay, there's no crystals on those. It's only on those. Oh, I took 2 of them. It should be the same identical resolution. Add a black background. We don't need transparency in this kind of image. And let's also change this to opaque. And we have ourselves an emissive map. Now I'm going to save these 2 and the world I'm in. So this is a duplicate world of the Avatar gazebo, so I can just go in and create these texture maps. Now for the difficult part, making the normal map for this thing. Filters, special, debug. I wonder if this area mode would work. And then I scale myself up. I know I already have. Oh, I'm gonna have to dual side some things. And edit the material as well a little. Offset of 0.5, I think. I think I know what I might do instead. In this case, I might take that image, throw it into Substance Painter, make like a quad, roughly in the same like aspect ratio, make it into a normal map texture, at least a normal map. is there's ways to turn an image into a normal map. There's a way as well in Blender. I'll have to find the add-on for it. But that pretty much is the only thing left. It could work with a normal map, but it does add a little bit more to how light bounces off of it. So I'm going to just move around the sun here. You can see that right there looks like it's a 3D model, but it's just a 2D cutout of a cloud home. Distance even has lights that glow in the dark. Indeed, normal maps are magic. Especially if you know what you're doing. Alrighty, I'm gonna make sure these two are saved. And I will actually export this to my desktop for now, or my users, me, documents. Let's do it as a PNG. Name it Avatar Gazebo Cutout underscore albedo transparency. There we go. Now, while that exports, right after that exports, I think it's a good stopping point here. Then after that, I will restart Resonite, see what happened with my audio, get this office hours ready to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and see if I can make a normal map out of this. And get this in a newer version of the Skybox, oh, there's the folder, which I should real quick show what the system is for it when you're importing a new one will look like, because I almost forgot about that. You will be able, I'm not sure if I showed this last office hours, but I did show it on the recap stream. But it will be prefab within the essentials, and as soon as you spawn it out, you can select what you want on the Skybox. And then once you're done, you click install, then you click done, and then the menu will delete itself, and the Skybox will be now the default one. Yeah. As well as, folks, look forward to the upcoming help tab updates. There is a GitHub for it out there if people have any feedback or suggestions of what to add to the help tab, as shown earlier in the office hours. Almost forgot to save the session. I'll save it with this tool in here so I don't have to spawn it again. Especially since this is a copy of the original one. And it started syncing. Good. Alright. Well, that concludes the Art Team office hours. As per usual, every Wednesday around the same time, 6 p.m. US Central. Going through answering questions and working on stuff while talking about Resonite or how to create things using it or within it, or even stuff about, well, creating stuff in general in 3D. Like, it's always fun answering questions about Blender, especially when there's really cool features coming up with it. Well, all in all, I hope you all folks have a wonderful evening or morning, depending on where you are. And tune in next time, or even Sundays or Tuesdays, the other office hours as well too. And yes, Split Lizard, definitely Blender 5 is definitely something to look forward to as well. Really neat stuff going on in there, especially optimizations as well. Alrighty, bye bye.